welcome to the MLB DFS Podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I'm joined here by my man, Slim Gaede. You can find him on Twitter at RealSlimGaede. You can see him over there trying his best not to laugh so that I can get through the introduction without having to redo it. What's up, my man?
Nothing, man. The intro is the best part of the show sometimes. So,
oh man, it's definitely not for me. Like, I get so tired of doing that, honestly. But like, I don't know how. I've done it for so long. I don't know how to not do it. Like, I don't know how would I start a show then. I come on the show and I would try and I would just be quiet. I would just be like,
well, it's funny because normally you're talking normal and then you go real slow in the beginning. It just gets me every time. So but then I kind of want to make you laugh without making a big deal out of it. So
yeah. See, the thing is, with me, I run the program on my computer. So then when the intro is playing, I don't see you, right? I don't see anything. I see the intro, and then when I click on the scene to open you up, that's when people usually get me, because like I'll catch either you laughing out of nowhere or Patio Joe. Like the other day, he had his hood over his face. We were on the show Wisco. Like I just turned it on. He had his hood completely over his face, and I don't know why it was so funny, but it's funny when like I pop open and you see something you're not expecting to see. It's funny. You know what I mean?
God, I missed out on that, man. I should have had the hoodie on for Hoodie Mellow.
Oh, Hoodie Mellow.
Welcome to OKC, son. Yes.
Oh, yes, that's right. You're happy about that.
Hoodie Mellow.
No, well, I mean, it's good. I'm curious to see how that plays in there. We were just talking about NBA, and like I know, like guys are like, I'm not even into. I haven't even gotten all the way into football yet. I know, but baseball is going to be ending soon. The regular season, we're going to grind it out. But basketball is around the corner, so we do gotta have to keep an eye forward. You know, it's how we stay wise at Wise Take. You gotta keep an eye forward.
Right.
And so we were just touching a little bit on some of the big changes, and like huge changes, man. Harden is no longer the only guy. Westbrook is definitely not the only guy. He's got two guys now. He's probably got more weapons now than he's ever had. Well, I guess when he had Harden back then, but Harden was a bench guy, so he didn't really play with him all that much. So it's gonna be interesting to see how these things are affected, man. But you're happy about Melo going to the Thunder?
Oh, hell yeah, man. Yeah. You got to have players. Like, we got no one that could shoot the ball last year.
Yeah.
Us just penetrates and, like, four guys are on him, and he kicks it out to some guy that can't make a three. Like, Roberson, just brick after brick. Yeah. What are you going to do now, man? We don't need that much from Melo. Just sit in the corner and just bury shots, dude.
I think Melo would be fine with that. I really do. I think Melo would be fine with just hanging out by the three-point line, getting the rock and shooting it. Like, I think he'd be totally fine.
And he's a guy that can make the shot at the end of the game, too. Like,
yeah, he can shoot.
You know, Westbrook, he's made some big shots at the end. Yeah. Paul George has been really bad in his career at the game-winning shots, but Melo's one of the best. So, yeah. You got options, man. Well, you got players, you got options, you got guys that score buckets.
Not that listen, man, I liked Melo. In New York, I'm a Knicks fan, so I liked Melo. You know what I mean? Like, it was time for him to go. There was really nothing. Yeah, he was literally killing our team at this point based off the direction they were going, and we needed to get rid of him. But I liked him when he was here. He played hard. He always played his butt off. You know, he always gave his effort. He was very loyal to New York. It made it very clear he wasn't the one that wanted to leave the city. It was the team that didn't want him anymore. So, you know, I like him. But you know, I was just at the end of the day, like, at this point in his career, man, like, he needs help. Like, he needs help.
He can't be the team leader. He can't be the guy.
No, and like one thing I'll say is,
he play for a crappy team because he doesn't.
Yes,
he just kind of like show up and play whatever.
Yes, and like the thing about him making those game-winning shots is he took all of them. In New York, there was nobody else.
No,
he took all of
them.
Like, he took all of them. But yeah, it'll be exciting, man. It'll be exciting to see. Tomorrow night, Gaede's back on the football podcast. So let me take a moment to let everybody know. Tomorrow night, we're going to have my man Slim Gaede back. We're going to have Paulie D. We may have Cash and DFS. We may not. But we will have Patio Joe and probably myself. So either way, there'll probably be a four-man pod tomorrow for NFL. So it'll be NFL live show for free on the YouTube channel. We officially have one of those, like, a customized YouTube links now, man. It's youtube.com/C, the letter C, /WiseTake. I don't know why the letter C is in there. but I'm not really I don't really know how YouTube works. So maybe I'll YouTube how YouTube works. It's pretty popular. I think, right? I think that's
whatever gets it done.
Yes, whatever gets it done.
Remember the C.
Just remember the C.
YouTube.com/. It's gonna be huge.
Yes, it'll be a lot of fun. It's free. The YouTube chat will be open, so everybody can just come and hang out and just talk about it a little bit with us, with other people in the chat. It's usually a pretty fun atmosphere, and it's usually a pretty good show, man. And if Josh comes, then Joe's hosting. So if Joe hosts, could be a little bit more of a wild ride. But if Josh is not available, it will be me. And then you know what you're getting, because I pretty much do all of these. So you'll know kind of what to expect. But either way, it's going to be a great show. So definitely don't miss that. All right. So now that we are about 6 minutes into the show, and we've gotten our...
Baseball?
Yes, that is right.
We got baseball games, right?
We got baseball games. We certainly do.
Okay.
There's still time for me to win back the money. From Sunday. There's still time.
Plenty of time.
I know. I didn't put a Facebook video out today, and I know that because I redid the site, so check out the site. But one of the Facebook videos I always do after that I did was about don't chasing. So I'm just kidding. Don't chase. But I'm probably going to chase a little bit myself because a little bit because football's coming up Sunday again.
That's right.
All right, my man. Matt Andrees of the Tampa Bay Rays visiting Luis Severino or the New York Yankees. What you got?
All right, man. So where I'm at right now, I'm trying to focus on teams that still have something to play for here in these last couple games. And obviously they're going to play harder. They're going to play to win. The pitchers on that team are out there, go as long as they can go like they would throughout the season. So you see some of these other teams just kind of throwing a lineup together, whatever, it kind of scares me off a little bit. So that being said, the Yankees still, I believe, have a shot to win the division here. And we got Severino. He's the ace right now, so he's obviously my top guy here. He's actually had a couple starts, just dominated Tampa Bay twice. So I don't see any reason. He's been hot. He's just absolutely consistent. If you're doing cash games, I'm not sure where else you're going to go on FanDuel, especially with just the one pitcher. He's a massive favorite here. I don't see anything not to love. What do you think?
I think you are completely right, man. Severino on FanDuel, it's 10-3, really not a bad price for him. I had the wrong thing pulled up there for a second. I don't know what to draft. 12-4 on DraftKings, obviously a little more steep, but still, it's the Rays. And it's Luis Severino. He's been a beast. That ballpark's not the greatest, but still, man, the K-up side here, just his floor just seems awesome just from the K-up side. I don't mind in tournaments if you want to get a little contrarian. I think you can maybe go with some of these Rays because we know the short porch is there, so if somebody just taps one out there, you're fine. But in cash games, like you said, man, it's going to be tough to find a safer option than Luis Severino on the slate. Obviously, the Yankees bats, Vince injuries, yeah, I'll take some Yankees bats.
Judge is hot, man.
Judge is hot. Wow, they are crazy expensive on DraftKings. Wow, 5'7" Judge. He's 5'1" on FanDuel.
Wow,
expensive.
I'd be able to fade him, but.
See, that's the thing. It's like when there's expensive pitchers, like stacking up those guys, figuring out a way to get all those expensive guys is usually the way to go in tournaments because, like, if everybody's paying, for instance, if everybody's paying up for sale tonight, then that means a lot of people aren't going to play. Like a lot of people played Chris Sale with Trout on FanDuel today, right? You could make that work, but you can't make like Trout work and JD Martinez work and Paul Goldschmidt work, and like you can't like have all those guys together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's something that I try to do when there's a super expensive option, but I don't think we have one. I think Severino is one of the more expensive ones, and he's not even that bad. So this is a scenario where people are going to be able to play whoever they want to slate.
Yeah, man. You can always, at this time of the year especially, you can always find a couple of punts.
Mm-hmm.
You can find guys playing on teams that aren't playing for anything. You'll find guys on FanDuel leading off or hitting second for like 2,200.
Right. Oh, we see it all the time.
All the time I'll go to that. Even in cash games, I don't have a problem with it at all.
Oh, especially in cash games. It don't take much to make their value.
It's just no. And if they give you a donut, so what? Minimum price donut, whatever.
Yeah, in cash game, stars and scrubs is like always the way to go. Like for basketball too, stars and scrubs is always where you want to go. You just can't miss on your stars. That's all. Make sure the stars you pick are the right ones. That's all.
That's right.
Tanner Roark of the Washington Nationals visiting Mark Leiter of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah, my interest here is in Roark, and he's one of the guys I hate, man, but he's been really good. I think he's averaging like 24 over his last 5 starts, 24 DraftKings points, 9,500, 5 straight quality starts. His last 6 starts, his strikeouts are 7, 9, 10, 6, 7, 7. They're not really, I guess they still have a shot, possibly, depending on what happens tonight, to overtake the Dodgers for the number 1 spot. No, it's probably not going to happen. So if he's still pitching for something tomorrow, 9,500 is a guy probably got to take a look at just on how hot he is. I don't like pitching anybody in that ballpark. In Philly, always scares me a little bit. But I mean, he's got pretty good numbers against these guys. So I know he's on my list. I mean, he's definitely on the radar for me.
Yeah, man. Roark was like super consistent for a while, and he's still been pretty consistent. Like he hasn't gotten bombed in a while since like August 16th was the last time that he didn't have a good game, like from a production standpoint. But his floor since then has been like 37, which on FanDuel, which really isn't bad at all. I think it's a great call. His strikeouts have been there. We saw him strike out 10 against Milwaukee, 9 against the Mets before. And the thing is, like, he's had 2 games with 7 strikeouts, and that was against the Braves, a team that really doesn't strike out. Your Braves. It seems that really doesn't strike out a ton. Your Braves. So the Phillies, looks like the last time he faced Philly, he gave up 3 earned runs, but he still got 6 strikeouts. He got you a quality start. He got the win. He got 37 FanDuel points. So, he seemed relatively safe. Like, he's shown us upside in the past. He hasn't shown us that upside regularly. Like, he doesn't get 50 very often. You know what I mean? And he's expensive, but what you're really paying for in him is the floor. You're paying. Right. You're saying that, I think as long as he can get me that 37, and he's not going to get me anything less than that, I can make the rest work with value bats, and that's basically the route you're going if you play Roark.
Right.
That's bats. Yes, please. Bryce Harper.
Harper's back, man.
Harper's back. I said on the stream that he wasn't going to play a full game. I'm glad that ended up being true because nobody else heard that. I thought everybody heard it. I mentioned it on the show, and everybody was like the subscribers were all like, I thought it was public. I thought it was big information. They were all like, really? He's not? I'm like, no, I definitely heard. I was like,
that's just the thing is if you're not really playing for anything, what are we expecting here?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's definitely a good point. But yeah, man. On the flip side, Rhys Hoskins, Nick Williams, those 2 guys, I always like those 2 guys.
Absolutely.
But full Philly stack, I don't know. Rook's been too consistent, man. Gabriel Noah of the Baltimore Orioles visiting Chad Kuhl, the Smooth Sounds. Chad Kuhl. With the Pittsburgh Pirates.
We're getting the Smooth Sounds. It's pretty cheap tomorrow.
The Smooth Sounds.
I mean, I actually kind of like him as a tournament play. I'm on DraftKings. He's 6,500. Pitching at home. Lefties hit him pretty hard, but who are we talking about on the other side here? So mostly right-handed hitters he's going to face. I don't mind it. I don't have any interest in Noah or whatever the hell his name is. I just really wanted to hear you pronounce that name more than anything. I was looking forward to that, but
I'm sure you were.
Because I don't know how to pronounce it, so I was hoping maybe you could, or that really you'd screw it up or something, because it'd be pretty funny.
It's hit or miss, man. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I butcher it.
That sounded good, man. But yeah, let's play Kutch, man. Why not? He blew up tonight, so everybody will be on him tomorrow.
That was just terrible. That just completely ruined the slate. I'm sure the 1% who had him, you're like, shut the hell up. He won me a crap ton of money. And congratulations to you guys. But to those of us who just that sucked. I mean, come on, man. That's just 73 FanDuel points, and like some of the lineups that had him had some like horrible players with him, and they still like didn't matter. I mean, you get 73 points from a guy. It's what you gonna do.
That's brutal, man.
Yeah, that was brutal. That was brutal. But
you just throw some just total crap line, and you get bailed out for one guy.
Yeah. One guy, yeah. I did mention that I thought Trevor Williams was in play, and I think he actually had a pretty good game for his price. So I think we could kind of go to Cole here. Not a lot of lefties. We know that's where he struggles. So I think he's an option, especially on DraftKings where you're looking for different guys. He'll probably be somewhat popular on DraftKings now that I think about it, because I didn't see a ton of options that were cheap that were compelling enough. You know what I mean? Like in good spots, and like he's in a situation where the K upside's there with Baltimore. So. And Baltimore's been playing some like younger guys too. You know.
Exactly.
Yes. Sean Newcomb of the Atlanta Braves visiting Robert Gsellman of the New York Mets. My New York Mets.
My Braves against your Mets.
That's right. I wasn't gonna acknowledge that. I was like.
And the weird thing is, I feel like every time I've been on here with you, Newcomb's pitching.
Yeah, no, you're right. It does
how many
seem
times
that way.
We talked about him?
That is true. We do talk about Newcomb a lot when you're on here. Matter of fact, I had a feeling. I was like, I gotta get Gaede for the show tonight. I already had you booked for tomorrow, and then I'm thinking in my head, I was like, I gotta get Gaede tonight. And what do you know? Sean Newcomb was telling me. He's telling me he needs some.
A boy.
It's a boy.
Well, right. My boy's price is a little high for DK at 7,800. I mean, it's not bad, but I do like him as a tournament option here. He's been pretty good on the road. A lot better on the road than home. He had a start on the 15th against the Mets with 8 Ks. He's got an over 23% strikeout rate overall. So, and you know your Mets, man. So I like him as a tournament play, especially in your ballpark as opposed to mine. So, and I'll have some interest in the Braves hitters as well. So nothing on Gsellman or whatever his name is, but yeah, I'm on Newcomb for tournaments, and I liked a couple of the Braves bats. I don't know, what do you got? You like anything on the New York side?
Some of these guys, I really haven't played any Mets very often. Asdrubal's like the only guy that people will play, and people are starting to catch on to d'Arnaud a little bit. But unfortunately, those are the only guys that I would have any interest in. It's the same suspects. Asdrubal maybe. d'Arnaud, maybe. I don't see Reyes in the projected lineup. I don't know. Is he hurt or something? Or is he shut down? Or who knows?
Yeah,
he's crazy expensive, though. Like, I know not a lot of people
He's going off there for a while.
Yeah. But I think Newcomb's in play. I do. But not in play enough to where I would rule out all the bets. Like, I could see a dual scenario. Like, I don't see any cash game plays here. You know what I'm saying? Except maybe if you're trying to... On DraftKings, if one of these Mets catchers is cheap, maybe. Because, like, sometimes they're underpriced. But they're probably not underpriced anymore because they've been doing better. No, okay, d'Arnaud's back up to 3.5, but, like, Asdrubal's 2.9, on DraftKings. I think he's fine. Yeah. And Kevin Plawecki's only 2.6. Like, they're not great plays, don't get me wrong. But if you're looking for cheap options that are higher in the order,
Yep.
And the Braves against Gsellman, I don't mind Freeman. I never mind Freeman. I'll take me some Freddie Freeman. The Braves have been pretty hot, right?
Yeah, not too bad.
All right.
Just go right here. This is all you need.
Freddie Free, the bobblehead. I like it. Can you get in some bobble action right there?
Let me see. I don't. It doesn't bobble all that well.
Oh. I don't know. What'd you do to it?
I don't know, man. I just pulled it out of the. That's straight from the game this summer, though.
Oh, nice.
That's family down there, so.
That's awesome.
They can't. They can't. They can't fly me down, take me to a game, but whatever. I'll take the bobblehead. That's nice.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Freeman.
Oh yeah, Freeman. Freeman's the GOAT. For Freeman's just awesome. He just really is. Brian Dozier. Alberto Mejia of the Minnesota Twins visiting Danny Salazar of the Cleveland Indians. Go ahead, Gabe.
Yeah, man. I guess I haven't been paying that much attention to Salazar. I was like, dude, he's 6,400. What the hell's going on? Because he's not pitching. He doesn't pitch. He's throwing like 2 innings. Okay. Easy enough. Gotcha. So he's out. The Indians, I don't think. How far back are they? Where are they at? Or how far are they ahead now for the home field?
I think they're pretty far ahead.
Is it like 2-3 games, or is it 4 or 5?
I'm gonna check right now.
It probably depend on that. Probably depends on what kind of lineup they're going to throw out there. I mean, obviously their lineup's always in play if they're playing for something.
Yeah, it looks like the Astros are still kind of like right behind them.
Okay, so that keeps them
actually, I'm sorry, the Astros are like right behind them.
Okay. Man, that changed quickly in the last couple months.
Yeah, it did.
So, yeah, I like. I probably lean towards the bats here for sure on both teams. Minnesota looks pretty solid that they're going to be in the playoffs, but I don't think that's locked up either. Maybe after today, it's going to be close, but I'm on the bats on both sides of this one. I don't know. I don't know what the weather is going to be looking like there. I don't know. It's cold as hell here, so weather plays a big factor on some of this too.
Yeah.
But just from looking at it, I did like the bats.
It looks like it could be about 76 degrees, humidity about 61%, and the wind looks like it's blowing in from left about 11 miles per hour. So maybe righties is where you want to go. I don't know. But, I mean, lefties. I'm sorry. But Salazar are coming out of the bullpen. Not really sure what the deal is, why he's starting. He's 8K on FanDuel, so FanDuel didn't see a problem with him, apparently.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, that's a situation where, like, we're going to have to find out tomorrow, like, what the hell is going on with him. Why is he starting now when he wasn't starting before? What are their plans? They're at a point now where they need the game, but they do have a very good bullpen. Cleveland has a good bullpen. It was taxed for a while, but, I don't think it's as bad now, so I think they're like probably locked and loaded, and I think they should be getting some guys back soon anyway. But with that said, though, the Twins are just too damn hot, man. I don't like picking on the Twins, man. Eddie Rosario is my boy. Love Eddie Rosario. Brian Dozier, the GOAT. Love that dude. He just hit a home run today. He just hit one.
Yes. Cool. Yeah, and I think a couple of those guys have pretty good numbers against Salazar. I'm thinking maybe, they're bringing him back for the playoffs, so maybe they're going to get him one more start to try to get him back up to where he needs to be for the playoffs or something.
He was hurt. He came back. He was doing good, and then they put him in the. Maybe he was like still hurt. I don't know. But Austin Jackson, give me some Austin Jackson here.
Sure, against the lefty, absolutely.
Yes, sir. Bang bang. That's an easy one. Give me Austin Jackson. Marco. Bang bang. Bang bang. Marco Estrada of the Toronto Blue Jays visiting Rick Porcello of the Boston Red Sox. I am so sick of these two teams playing.
No kidding, man. This one's kind of interesting. I'm never going to be on Porcello. I'm off of that. I guess you could play him in tournaments if you want, just because you have some upside with Toronto striking out a lot. Donaldson should be a pretty solid option on the other side since he's going off. What is his name? We called him Donaldson. Didn't somebody call him that tonight?
Donaldson?
Donaldson. That's great, man. Whoever it was that came up with that, I'm sorry I don't know who it was, but shout out to you. Great name.
What was the name? I think I missed it.
Donaldson.
Oh, Donaldson.
That's awesome, man.
That is awesome. Oh. 2 bombs off sale, and you're in the nickname Donaldson.
Hell yes, you do. So Estrada on the other side's interesting, breaking out of my theory, because Toronto obviously doesn't have anything to play for. The Red Sox have everything to play for. Estrada's been really good against these guys. It's scary for me. I don't know if I'd have the guts to play him. Tournament only option, but they've got something like close to 200 at bats as a team against him, and they're hitting $162, I believe. There's not anybody in the lineup that has a good BVP. It's a lot of at bats, man. It's kind of a scary matchup. I don't like it on paper, but then when I look at that, a big number. So Estrada's he's been my boy before, and I think he's gonna be my boy again tomorrow for a tournament play, and nobody's gonna use him.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to go to Estrada. Even with Happ doing well, Estrada hasn't been consistent enough for people to go there. Hap surprised everybody today. I think that a lot of us, like on the Y stream, we were talking about the line and we were talking about fading sale and leveraging with Hap, but we ended up it wasn't like our thing. It just wasn't. We didn't feel comfortable with it. Yeah. He ended up doing fine. Of course, we ended up settling on Montgomery. I know with Paulie's call. Paulie and Josh was big on Montgomery, so that ended up being a very good way to go. Anyway, but still, yeah, Hap had a phenomenal game. So whoever had the nuts to pull the trigger on that one, that took some balls, and he got it done. And I do think that with Estrada, I see why we can go there. I'm trying to see what has he been doing lately, because I'm gonna pull him up real quick. Okay,
I know he's been okay against Boston. I think he's averaging over 18 DraftKings points his last 5 starts.
Yeah. He's doing okay, but I'm still not seeing the strikeouts. Like against Baltimore, he struck out 7, like that, but he only went 5 innings. So he's still having a problem with his swing and miss, I think, and so that's concerning. But he has been really good at limiting damage, so I'll definitely go along with that. I see. I don't hate it.
I wish he was like 6K as opposed to 700.
Yeah, no, so, yeah. On FanDuel, he's not in play. It's 8-3 on FanDuel. He's not in play on FanDuel.
Wow.
Yeah, you're not playing them.
Wow. No.
But on DraftKings, I totally get where you're coming from. It's a whip site, and he's a guy that typically doesn't really walk too many guys. He's pretty disciplined for the most part. Yeah. I'm with it, man. Donaldson, just keep playing that guy.
Garrett Richards, would give credit for that, but I don't remember who it was that said it.
What was it, in our chat?
It was in our chat, yeah.
Oh, man. I'm going to have to put out the memo real quick. Who said it?
But I can find it here.
Oh, yeah? You can find it?
I can probably find it. Might have been a long time ago. We can move on, and I'll find it while we're moving on.
Yes, I put the hit out for the message. So
okay,
we'll see what we get back. Garrett Richards of the Los Angeles Angels visiting Ronaldo Lopez of the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, I was looking at this one. Richards, he's had like 3 road starts. He's been pretty good, but I'm not sure what they're doing with his innings right now. I don't know if they're letting him go or if they're holding him back. I mean, the Angels probably going to be eliminated either today or tomorrow. The hell of an effort from him, man, especially without Trout for so long. Other side, I don't see a whole lot here. I don't have much for Lopez at all. Not honestly a whole lot of interest in this game other than, obviously Trout, but he's always interesting. I don't know. I just didn't see a whole lot when I first looked at it. I don't know if you got something else, but just wasn't much.
Yeah, man. Garrett Richards has been okay. I liked, this guy's actually pretty good, and the White Sox maybe starting to sink back into that crappy form. The strikeout numbers have been there. Like, if you look at his matchup, right? He faced Houston 2 out of his last 3 starts, so that's a team that really doesn't strike out a ton. But in 11 innings, he did manage 10 strikeouts. So Richard's probably a guy that we can consider, really. I mean, it's not the best park. I wouldn't put him in any cash game type plays. But I think with the exception of Abreu, who hit home run today, the White Sox seem to be like declining again, back to their true form.
Yeah, they do. Yes.
So, yeah, man, I think that's a pretty cool call right there. And it's cooling down a little bit in Chicago now. Wind's blowing out, though, man. 12 miles per hour. That's scary.
That is scary.
That would make me like some Angels, maybe, though, on the bats. But still, the thing is, though, for playing Richards, we're thinking that he's going to get swinging. They're not going to hit him. Like, they're not going to touch the ball.
Right.
So I guess that's still play for tournaments, but the wind blowing out sucks. That's for sure.
Yeah. Cool.
Homer Bailey of the Cincinnati Reds visiting Brandon Woodruff of the Milwaukee Brew Crew.
Stack up the Brewers, baby. Let's go.
Homer Bailey.
Lock and load them against Bailey. What I think they're 1 game up, 2 games up, something like that. For the second wild card, Milwaukee's got to have the game. Give me all the Brewers I can get. Load them up. And Woodruff on the other side, I don't have much interest in him. I'm not sure what the Reds are doing, but I don't have any interest in Woodruff. Forget about all that and just Load the Brewers, man, but I'm sure there's some good plays on the other side too, depending on what kind of lineup they throw out there. But Brewers got to have it, man.
Yeah, man. Brewers got to have it, and Woodruff doesn't have the K upside, so I think this game could come to the bats swinging away. The question is, can they hit your boy? Not your boy, but everybody's boy, Homer Bailey, who just randomly decides to pull out good games out of his ass every now and again. Every now and again. Can he do it to the Brew Crew? That is the question. It looks like the last time he went against Milwaukee, he lasted 6 innings. He was at home in Cincinnati, another small park. He got 4 strikeouts, gave up 3 earned runs, got 25 FanDuel points. But then he faced them in Milwaukee before that. 5 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, 30 FanDuel points. So can the Brewers have been able to hit him. And this is a situation where they really need to hit him.
Gotta have it.
So, yeah, I think I like the Brewers. I think I do. I think that's why they're favored so much, even though Brandon Woodruff hasn't been that good.
No, he hasn't.
So I think the bats in general is where we want to go, but I do agree we want ourselves some of the Brew Crew. John Lackey of the Chicago Cubs, a.k.a. Wisco DFS from Westside, visiting Michael Wacha of the St. Louis Cardinals. You've seen Wisco, right? You've seen him on the shows. Have you seen him at all?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Does he not look like John Lackey to you? Like, when Joe pointed it out, it didn't occur to me until Joe pointed it out. And, I was like, wow, he looks like a pro pitcher. Wisco, you look like a professional major league pitcher. You look like a guy that's won a World Series ring.
That's a good thing, man.
That's what we're trying to tell you. You look like a guy that's won a World Series ring, my man. That's what we're telling you, Wisco. Keep doing your thing. We love Wisco. He's the man.
Shout out.
Shout out, my boy. All right, what you got here?
Man, this one's interesting because Lackey, man, he's bad on the road, and I never trust him. But he has been pretty good against this lineup. I think they've got something like a 221 team batting average against him. He's had a couple good starts against the Cardinals. For me, I'm still thinking more about motivation here. And I don't know what the Cubs have to play for. If Rizzo's playing tomorrow, he's 17 for 36 with 3 bombs against Wacha. Waka. So, yeah, I'm going to look at Rizzo. Again, I don't know what the Cubs are playing for. Cardinals got to have it. I think they're 2.5 back of that second wild card, so it's do or die for them. So on the other side with Wacha, I don't see the numbers for him all that well, but I think I'm going to look at him at least as a tournament play here, just because he's got to have it. Back to the wall. He did start against the Cubs on the 16th and had 7 Ks. So the Cubs actually have really good BVP as a team against him. So I'm kind of throwing a lot of that out and saying that I like Wacha a little bit. It kind of depends to me what lineup the Cubs throw in there, but I don't know. I like the teams with their back to the wall. They got to win the game. So, and it was Josh that said Donaldson.
I was right. I said it was probably Cash and DFS, and it was.
Yeah.
I said it was probably him. It was probably Josh. Sure enough, me. That's what I call him. That's what he just said. Donaldson. I love it. Josh Donaldson.
Earned it.
He did earn it tonight. But I'm sorry I cut you off. Well, actually, before I could cut you off, you knew it was coming, so then you cut yourself off. But
right.
You saw it on my face. You're like, you're going to cut me off. You check this chat.
Boom. You had it.
That was some Adam Schefter type stuff. Like, he got the news first. It was like, blah, I put it on the air first.
Like, yeah, let me check my sources. There it is. Donaldson.
Donaldson. There it is. It was Josh with Donaldson. Josh Donaldson. Josh calls him. Never mind. All right, go ahead, bro. What you got?
Let's go. Cubs, Cardinals. What do you have?
Man, give me the Cardinals bats. They've been red hot. I think I'd rather pitch Wisco tomorrow than pitch John Lackey. You know what I'm saying? Lackey has just not looked good. He's given up a ton of home runs. He's going back to face his old team, but he just hasn't looked good He's been giving up. He's been getting hit hard. So the Cardinals have been red hot, like you said. Their backs against the walls. Initially, I wanted to attack Michael Wacha, but you make a good point. At this point, it does seem like maybe the Cardinals have a little bit more to play for. Then again, the Cubs are not just going to lay down and roll over. It's not like they like the Cardinals. It's not like they want them in the playoffs. I'm sure they'd rather them not. So I think the bats in general are probably where I'm going to go. But I see your point with Wacha, and I am going to dig a little bit tomorrow because that is a good point. But I went with C-Mart today in a really good lineup today. I wasted it. I had Lamet in the wrong lineup. Lamet's doing off to a good start. I had him in one lineup where the bats didn't quite get it done. And then I have where the bats got it done, I have C-Mart, and he did not do well. He just started off great and just kind of lost his control. So that makes me a little nervous to go back and pick on these Cubs, you know what I mean? But I see your point. His back's against the wall. He's a veteran. They're counting on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got to get it done.
It's true.
But like you said, it's a good point. It's a rivalry, and the Cubs don't want any part of the Cardinals in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, no. They don't want to face a division rival in there. But give me the Cardinals bats for show against Lackey. Give me Fowler. Give me Carpenter. All of them. DeJong. Molina. Yachty.
DeJong. Get them all.
DeJong. Piscotty. Pham.
All of them.
Wong, maybe. Maybe not Wong. But no, probably Wong. Wong's price came down. You can play Wong.
Everybody.
Jordan Zimmerman of the Detroit Tigers visiting Jason Hamill of the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, this is probably the game I looked at, and I didn't really have that much of a feel for it. I hate both pitchers, so it makes me really want the offenses. Again, with the Tigers, I don't know what we're going to get out of them. They haven't cared for a long time, but they do have some good games here and there, and Hamill's is pretty bad, but, the Royals have nothing left. So, I don't know. This is a tough one for me. As far as, do I want to look at some of these bats because I don't like the pitchers? Or I just want to say I don't like this game, period. There's better plays, which there are better plays to me, but I don't know. On first look, I didn't have a whole lot that I was interested in.
Yeah, I hate this situation with the Royals. This whole series has kind of been a question mark every slate. What do you do with these guys? We saw one slate recently where the Royals went off and won everybody all the money. We also have seen scenarios where the Royals were chalked this year and did absolutely nothing. So against Jordan Zimmerman, I do like the fact that they're projected for so many runs. Hamill's a guy, we'll start with Hamill. He's really cheap, and he's been bad lately, but he's a guy that we've seen do pretty well for a lot of the season. So even though he's been bad lately, I think in deeper tournaments, maybe on DraftKings, he could be considered because he's not a guy with a huge K upside, but he's also a guy that usually does a better job of limiting damage, and especially when he's at home. Humidity's kind of down, and it's 69 degrees, so it's not going to be great hitting weather. As far as Zimmerman, I don't mind the Royals. They play in the stadium every day. They know what it's like. A lot of these guys have been there for a while, like Hosmer, Moose, and Perez. So I think we could pick on Zimmerman. It's just like there's already a ton of spots that we like, and like these two teams, like, are the Royals even playing for anything right now?
No, they're done.
So it's like you got two teams that are playing for nothing. So it's kind of just like nobody cares. But that's like, at the same time, that's where you're going to find the low ownership because nobody gives a shit about this game. You know what I mean?
Well, and the thing with the Royals, that I keep hitting on, it's over for them now.
Yeah,
like,
donezo.
A lot of these guys aren't going to be on this team anymore next year. So
might
where does that factor in? Yeah, is it like want to play hard because I'm playing in front of these home fans probably for the last time? Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of a tough call for me.
No, yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. So somebody will cry. You're going to see somebody cry. And
it's going to be the fans, man. I can't wait for that. Screw the Royals, man.
Evil statement. I don't like the Royals either, man. You kidding me? The World Series against the Mets? Oh, you're kidding. Oh, my God.
It hurt me as much as it hurt you, man.
Oh.
If you can believe that. Because my hatred, I think, at that point was boiling over as much as your love was. So, and I'm a Braves fan. I got to hate the Mets, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was kind of surprised because I'm just like, really? You were upset about that? I thought you would have been happy watching my Mets suffer. I thought you would have been happy. But
see, the deal with that is, man, I've lived with the Royals my whole life, and I've always rooted for them. I'm not a Royals fan, but I've always rooted for them. And when I go to major league games, that's where I go. So you hear nothing, you see nothing, and then all of a sudden it's like my entire life is just filled with Royals fans everywhere because they're the most fair weather fans on the face of the earth, and I can't stand that stuff. You support your team 100% of the time, or you don't. Go get out of here.
It's true.
Like people that didn't know anything about baseball talking about Moose and Haas and all that stuff. Get out. Done. Go sign Moose and Haas. Go sign with other teams, please. Thank you. That's all I got.
Gaede's not dealing with it today.
I don't want to hear it anymore. It's all these fake ass fans, man.
He's not dealing with it, man. He wants the realness. He wants the realness.
Hey, I got some of the worst teams in sports, but I'll still go for them no matter what.
Oh, are you kidding, bro? I'm freaking.
I still wear their clothes. I still root for them every day.
I'm a New York fan, bro. I know how it is. Knicks, Mets. Not the good New York either. Knicks, Mets, Jets.
Jets.
What? What's up? What's up?
Not the good New York.
You think you know misery? You think you know misery, bro? No, bro.
Yeah.
You know, this is a Mets hat. I got a Knicks hat over there. I got a Jets hat over there. Only hats I own are hats of teams that can't win. That's why I play DFS, right. So I have something else to root for.
Oh, absolutely. Me too, dude. That's why I got into it. I'm tired of losing.
Listen, we only have one more game, but before we move on to it, if Lamet dominates, I'm gonna be so sick because Lamet has got like 4 strikeouts, like an inning and a third right now.
Woo.
And so if he pitches dominantly, and I went with Seymour, and I just had the wrong lineup because I told you I had the hitters in the Seymour lineup. If Lamet pitches, I'm gonna be so upset. But anyway, last game here. Clayton Richard of the San Diego Padres visiting Rich Hill, as Patio Joe likes to call him, vaginitis of the fingers.
Oh, man.
What you got here, Gaede?
Yeah, this one's tough again. Rich Hill, he's coming in at 11-1 on DraftKings, but he's not – I don't think we're even looking at him. Even if he dominates the game, is he going to go more than 5 innings? Because he's just not doing that lately. I mean, obviously he looks great in this matchup. Just going to strike everybody out, right? I mean, that's Padres. They don't care. I don't think they cared all year, but I don't know. I'm staying away from him because I need guys that are throwing more than 5 innings. So Clayton Richards on the other side is always a guy you can attack with right-handed hitters. We'll see what the Dodgers lineup looks like because they about got this thing wrapped up. So. But any right-handed hitters in the lineup are always valid plays against Richard. Maybe go with Renfroe, against the lefty on the other side too after dropping the triple donger the other night. So I might look at him there at Renfroe on the other side, but staying away from Rich Hill.
I got freaking Renfroe right now with your ex-boys. He's in the good lineup too, so I'm hoping he can do some stuff tonight. But I'm with you, man, against a lefty, and especially Rich Hill, because as good as Rich Hill is, that is one of the things he's prone to. Ooh, okay, is a home run ball. But we saw Logan Forsythe. Me and Paulie were talking about it on the Y stream, and he finally had a big day. Thank you, Logan Forsythe. I've been waiting for that. I still want to chase that positive regression against Clayton Richard. Give me Forsythe. I'm going to go back to the well with Bellinger. He screwed me. Forsythe went off, and I played Bellinger with him against a lefty, trying to be contrarian. Didn't work. But Clayton Richard, I think, may be actually almost as bad as Travis Wood. So I'm going to go back to that well.
Pretty close.
Give me that Forsythe, Bellinger. I'll take Turner and the rest of the team. Give me the rest of the team. I'll take everybody. Give me everybody. And, this is, yeah, man, everybody. Give me everybody. I'll take it. And, give me Renfroe for sure, because what I've been saying about Renfroe all year until he got sent down to the minors is he really does not strike out a lot against lefties. So when you have a strikeout pitcher against Renfroe, he's got mega upside, because if he's not striking out, a lot of these strikeout pitchers, they have higher hard contact rates, so that when the ball does get hit, it's usually hit pretty hard. They're going for a strikeout, so that they're doing things to make these hitters swing. You know what I'm saying?
Max Scherzer.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. That Max Scherzer's a perfect example. If you can find a way to get the bat on the ball, you could probably hit a home run. It's just, can you find a way to get the bat on that ball? And so it's, another guy, Rich Hill, strikeout guy, home run prone guy. Love Renfroe.
Yep.
Hey man, this was fun. Gaede's last baseball pod of the season, man. You made it. I appreciate you coming on with me last night, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm trying not to tear up about it, but
I'm sure you're trying to tear that out.
Got a lot of football. We got a lot of NBA coming. So
yes, yeah, a lot of good things ahead for the nation. Lots and lots. Baseball season was good to us, man. We had a lot of fun. We won some money. It was good, And football's here. We've been waiting for it. It's finally here. But we're gonna enter this couple-week period where we don't have all the baseball. We don't have something every day, and we're gonna miss that. But then next thing you know, we're gonna blink, and basketball is gonna be here, and Gaede's gonna be playing Melo all day with Westbrook and Paul George, and just stacking it all day. You realize also, as good as that team is, outside of Paul George, they are like team no defense now. Well, unless Roberson plays. If Roberson and Paul George play, that's actually a really good defensive duo right there. But if they could find a way to keep him in there, I don't know.
I think if you can motivate Melo, he could be a guy that can do a little bit better, get some more rebounds if he's motivated, which he better.
No, you could. So. I think he'll be motivated. He's playing with 2 stars. He's got no choice. He's got no excuses here. So I'd like to see how he does. He's got to go for the championship. That's it. He didn't go to Oklahoma City for the market. He went there to win. So, just saying, he left,
Hoodie Melo, let's do it.
Hoodie Melo, all day. And Lamet is crushing right now. Oh, gosh. Oh, my God, I love Lamet. Everybody laugh at me, but I like him. Oh, all right, guys, so...
That's a good one in there.
Head over to wisetake.com. Use promo code HoodieWho. Save yourself 10% off any subscription. We got an MMA thing going on now. We have free podcasts from MMA on YouTube. Check it out. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel because we get a lot of awesome shit we pump on there for free for you guys. So make sure you subscribe there. Facebook.com/wisetake over there. We do release videos during the week from time to time. I didn't do one today, but I will be trying to do one tomorrow. Those are only available on Facebook. Don't forget to check out my man Slim Gaede's NFL article. Is going to be coming out at some point this week with the NFL narratives. V for Vendetta, I believe, is the name. But we're going to make that a subtitle name, I think. We got to go SEO positive. We need to come up with these Google searches. We need word of mouth. We need marketing. We need people to get the word of the Wise Take Nation out there because we got a fun group, a fun community, and we win money.
Right.
So if you're watching on YouTube, click that thumbs up, that like button. Don't forget. Tomorrow, NFL podcast, my man Slim Gaede is going to be on there once again. He did a great job in week 1. He allowed us to talk him off of Brady, which was a terrible move. He was the only one out of the 4 of us that liked Brady, and we talked him off of that. So he's going to be ready to fire with some takes. He's going to be ready to fire back. And he's got his own narrative. He got his own vendetta. He's going to come on there and be like, listen, you assholes talked me off of Brady last week, so you're not going to talk me off of my guy this week. So don't miss the show tomorrow. You're going to want to hear what Mr. Slim Gaede has to say, some of his football takes. And so Paulie D also coming off a great call with the Odell Eli connection that ended up paying off. And we had Cass and DFS with the Brissett Kaiser call. That was also an awesome call. So don't miss the show. It's free tomorrow, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, live on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/wisetake. One word. Now, click that thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Go to Podbean if you're listening to the audio. If you're listening on Podbean, the audio-only version, give us a follow. If you're listening on iTunes, give us some 5-star reviews. Head over to iTunes for us. Give us some 5-star reviews. Bump us up those charts. It means a lot to us, guys. We appreciate you listening. For Mr. Slim Gaede, for myself, and the entire Wise Take Nation, as always, good luck.
Peace.
Yeah.